Hey everybody, Smart Silver Stacker here. We just got a warning from JP Morgan that the price of crude oil could spike up to $185 in the event of an EU oil embargo against Russia. And it is looking more and more likely that we may get just such an embargo, especially once the French elections are finished up here in the next couple of days. And any embargo like this will obviously have some very serious implications for the global economy moving forward. And that $185 price level actually does have some historical significance as far as previous economic crises. So we're going to talk about all of that in today's video. Let's get to it. All right, so here's a headline we got from Reuters today. An EU embargo on Russian oil in the works, French minister. And that was French Finance Minister Bruno Le Maire who came out and said that such an embargo was in the works and that French President Emmanuel Macron supported it. Now, if we do see them really push for this embargo at the EU level, I think that they will wait until after April 24th because that is when the second round in the French presidential election is going to wrap up. And right now, it is kind of a contentious election between incumbent Emmanuel Macron and Marine Le Pen. She's a conservative opponent. And it's thought that in the event that the oil price spikes up and energy costs go up, that might benefit Le Pen at the polls. So I do think that they'll wait. But once the election's over, it's kind of gloves off, and they're going to be able to go in there and spike the price of oil if they need to. And that is exactly what JP Morgan came out and warned of today, saying that an immediate ban could spike the price of crude up to $185. And that was if they do a full immediate ban that cut 4 million barrels per day of Russian supply out of the market. They did go on to say that if there is a more measured drawdown in Russian oil supplies to the EU, then they might be able to mitigate some of that price spike. But the real winner will be countries like India and China, who have already demonstrated that they are willing to purchase Russian oil despite sanctions. They'll just be getting a nice little discount on those purchases. So I don't know how much this will actually hurt Russia. Certainly, it will cut down on some of their income, but they're still going to sell their oil. They might just have to sell it at a discount. But it could be very detrimental to countries in the West, in Europe, and also the US if we see the price of crude oil spike up to $185. You know, this is coming at a time when we're already having to deal with pressures from rising interest rates, the Fed supposedly switching to a less stimulative and accommodative monetary policy. For the economy to also have to do with a spike up in the price of energy, that would likely lead to a recession and some kind of an economic pullback. And there is actually a historical precedent for that. We can take a look here. This is the 20-year chart of the crude oil price. And you can see that back in 2008, the price of crude oil spiked up to $140. And that's where it topped out before it crashed back down to around the $40 level by January of 2009. This is from macrotrends.net, and their charts have this nice little feature where we can adjust for inflation. And if you apply that, you can see that inflation adjusted that price that oil topped out in back in June of 2008 before the bottom fell out of the stock market and everything corrected in such a sharp fashion. The inflation adjusted price is actually $183.96. So that was about, in today's dollars, that was as high as a barrel of oil could get before everything completely collapsed. You know, it's something to watch out for. Certainly, if we increase these energy sanctions against Russia, we are all going to be paying a higher price for energy. And energy, really, it's the lifeblood of the economy in an industrialized society. I mean, everything depends on energy. Everything from heating and cooling your house to transporting yourself to, shipping food around the country. And not to mention just shipping food around the country, but also producing food and running farm equipment and creating fertilizer, and all of those things depend on energy, and energy really means oil in today's economy. So if we do see a spike up in the price of energy, that is really going to hurt consumers, and we know that our economy depends on consumers. And when you combine that with all of the other things weighing on the economy right now, from supply chain disruptions and shortages to inflation to the Fed raising rates and beginning their quantitative tightening, all of this does not bode well for the economy. So, we might see a big spike up in energy if an embargo like this goes through, but that also could be followed by a big correction. So let me know what you think. Do you think that we are going to see an embargo against Russian oil, or do you think this is all just huff and puff by politicians? Let me know in the comments down below. And if you like this video and you'd like to see more videos about the economy, gold, silver, and energy, then check out the videos that are popping up on your screen right now, and I will catch you next time. Thank you all very much for watching. Smart Silver Stacker, out.